How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm Chris License. Welcome to our License to Travel. We've been getting hammered. I mean, it's been 118 degrees outside for the last few days, and yeah, I know. Folks are telling us, well, dummy, why are you hanging out in the desert in an RV in the middle of summer in Arizona? Valid point, but, and that's a pretty big but.
I like big butts.
We are waiting for a response from Grand Design, our RV's manufacturer, saying we're approved and the parts for the TSB, that's the Technical Service Bulletin we talked to you about before, on our home have been sent to our authorized Grand Design repair facility, which is Affinity RV. We'll then schedule a date and travel up to get the work done. In the meantime, we're trying real hard to not put any undue stress on our kitchen until we can effect those repairs. So today we'd like to discuss just how you can prepare to deal with conditions like we are here in the Sonoran Desert during summer and still be able to live in your RV. Well, the RV AC has been around for quite a while, and believe it or not, most manufacturers put the one you got on your RV because they could get the best deal on them. And the reason there may be different brands from model to model in the same line is because another AC producer just undercut the last. This happens up and down the consumer line until you get to a certain elevated price point. A lot of bucks. When bucks for you aren't a part of the equation, they have no problem putting the best on your roof at that point. Face it, folks, your nice, expensive to you RV may be outfitted with the minimum equipment to make it tolerable under most conditions, and don't really take into account for the wild climate conditions all across this great country. We all have believed the lies that the 6-inch roof has R40 insulation and the 3-inch walls are R30, even though the analytical side of your brain is screaming at you, no!
No!
Here in the desert in our 42-foot fifth wheel, 2 ACs is barely enough to handle a few back-to-back 90-degree days. That's with one being a 13,500 BTU and the other 15,000 BTU unit. So we had to get creative. We put reflectics on most of our big, beautiful windows. We keep the blinds drawn most of the day. We try to keep our awning out to provide us with a little shade for relief, and we try to not leave the RV because we don't want to trade what little cool air we've got for the outside sweltering heat. Had we known, yeah, hindsight is still 2020.
Well, hindsight is 2020.
We would have opted for a third AC. Even that may not have been enough. Shelly is heat sensitive and Grizz has a forever hair coat. I don't count. Firemen, 120 degree summers out here, full turnouts, SCBA, 80 plus pounds of gear, and an 1800 degree fire. Hey, but I'm getting old. Some of our friends have discovered a couple of neat solutions. Number one being sailcloth. Sections of UV sun resistant breathable outdoor patio material that comes in all kinds of shapes and sizes and is reinforced around the edges with strapping and has grommet so that it can be affixed to the slide out lips of your RV. Then stretched close to the ground and staked to the ground with some really secure ground stakes and bungees. This keeps the direct sun off the sun side of your RV, especially if you don't have an awning there. There is another product which looks like a caterpillar or grubworm on the roof of your RV, made of similar material and has fiber poles or stays to create an arch to it and is secured with straps around the rig. It's open all the way around, shades the entire roof, and provides shade for your AC as well, making them more efficient. But what about those of us who didn't get a third roof AC? Well, there are still options. Number 1, you can have an RV AC installed, or you can do it yourself. Number 2, the big craze is to instead get a mini split AC with a ceiling cassette or separate head mounted to a wall. Some folks use the generator bay of their fifth wheel for the condenser. Some have a custom rack mounted to the rear hitch or the tongue of a bumper pole. 3, or if you happen to have a sharp friend who happens to have an unused portable on wheels compact room AC who is willing to lend it to you, thank you, Chuck and Carrie. This little thing is old, but probably a 9K BTU unit. It has an exhaust tube that plumbs the condenser heat out through a window with a small adapter, and best of all, it works. I mean, it really works. Yeah, we'd have to add that third AC, but on loan is way cheaper, and even if we bought one, it would be way less than a roof or mini split. This thing can even double as a dehumidifier if need be. So far this summer, we've had several 118-degree days, and yes, it's warm, but with this unit, it's just tolerable. What's really nice is that when we move, it's simply unplug, wrap up the 110-volt cord, disconnect the exhaust, close the window, drain the condensate. There's not much. Number 1, it's because the monsoons aren't here quite yet, and both the other ACs really help to keep the interior of the RV quite dry. And at night, when the compressor cycles off and the fan stays on, most of the condensate from the day evaporates during the evening. We store it lying down on the floor in our kitchen so it doesn't slide around. When we get to the next park, we let it sit upright for about an hour so the refrigerant can settle before turning it on. It fits the bill, and if you get one for your RV and you decide to sell the rig or even just get out of RVing, you can take it with you. In the RV, our home, it can be there to bridge the loss of any AC unit and can help you control elevated humidity, and is a way less expensive solution than another built-in unit. Now, we've heard that some companies are making all of this equipment in 12-volt and 24-volt DC versions. Remember, we're not experts. We can only let you know what has worked for us. You might check these and some of the other things we've talked about out for yourselves. See what will work for you, your rig, and your situation. What we'd like to say is we hope you are able to find a way to stay cool this and every summer. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos about RVs and RVing, then subscribe. If we don't see you out on the road, hope we see you on the next video. So please, travel safe.